Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Armed Forces Dungeon League's Warriors of the Rift. It is week 5, and I'm joined here by Ninetails for today's EU group stage match, Royal Navy versus Royal Air Force. How you doing, Ninetails?
I am doing fantastic. Excited to be here.
I'm glad. It's going to be good fun. It's been a while since we've had you on the caster desk. Last time it was for World of Warcraft, but today we are on Summoner's Rift. You obviously have been hard at work trying to carry the Coast Guard team in the North American groups.
Yeah, that's me.
You guys have had some good matches. You'll be back in action later on in the series. For now, we are waiting to get started with our next match. Like I said, it's going to be the Royal Navy versus the Royal Air Force. And the Air Forces across the board have had a really good showing so far in the series. How do we expect the Navy to play into that, knowing that it's going to be such a tough fight?
To be honest, I think that they're just going to play the best that they can. If they end up getting behind, I can see them waiting for, I guess, picks or an opportunity to swing it back in their favor. Most of the time, if there is a big discrepancy in skill, you're going to want to pick really good team fighting champs. So if you do get a pick, you can follow up with the old wombo, you know. So I'm really looking forward to see what the team comps will look like, depending, because if, you know, one team thinks, oh, we're way better than the other team, they're going to pick champions that are like good 1v1, like good shows, you know. They're not going to be picking team fight champs, but we'll see, you know. Maybe they'll pick really good comps here. So
yeah, I think there's been quite a lot of matches so far where the outcome of pick ban has had a huge impact as far as the gameplay itself. We've had some really good counter picks that then weren't necessarily played to the best, but I think each of these teams has now played in the Warriors of the Rift at least once, right? Some of them have played twice. Everybody has a little bit more information on their opponents, where they're comfortable, where their specialties are at. And as we get into game here in just a moment, it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, you've got the OPGGs for the different teams available to you to kind of have a little bit of sneak peek. Where's Marielia's CGG jersey? It's actually in the laundry. This was a last-minute hop on the desk by Ninetales, so I was not prepared to do a bit of matchy-matchy. But next time it'll happen. As we look to move into pick ban here in a second, I am curious. You know, you tend to main mid lane.
yes,
What do you want to see out of these two teams?
in the mid lane, I'll tell you what I don't want to see. I really don't want to see really overpowered champions right now. And it's just because, like, the fight will just be like, oh, okay, well, they're winning because this champion is, like, really, really buffed. Like, I don't want to see a Nefiri, because right now she just got a buff. She's really good, especially in solo queue. And there's some other champions that are like that you're just like, oh, well, you know who's going to win the lane. But then you see, like, you know, the jungler coming in and, like, swinging it in the other champion's favor. So, you know, just I'm looking for champions that can, like, brawl evenly, and it's really just a skill matchup. That's what I would like to see.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. I want to see a Naut versus Leona mid lane. Hey, if we get a Nautilus Leona mid lane, I am all for it. Considering the types of supports that you see right now in low ranked, just like solo normal queues, you know, when you get your Shaco support, or your Sivir support, or your Nidalee supports, where they're not really supports, they're just there to carry. I think we get a combo like that, and then we send the supports mid lane. That works for me, honestly. And we do have our first bans coming through. It's going to be Poppy and Volibear.
I really, really want to see a support Lux, because I've been looking. I don't know if you guys probably know. You haven't seen me play Lux because she's banned every time. I am a Lux OTP. So I guess she gets banned. I don't get to play her. But I want to see a support Lux, but there's a new build that a lot of the higher ranking Luxes are taking. It's like Aftershock. It's like full tank Lux. She just runs in the front line and like makes plays with like snares and stuff. That's what I would like to see, but I don't know if they have a Lux player. So that would be cool, but...
Well, we've got a couple more bans. It looks like the Tristana and Jinx, so a carry ban each. Volibear can obviously flex top or jungle, and then you have your Nunu, which is, I'd say, pretty explicitly played jungle right now. Interesting. It doesn't feel like... These feel like very targeted bans, shall I say.
Yeah, when we were playing, there was a large skill discrepancy jungle-wise with us. Actually, with both matches that we played. So we really target banned the jungle, and it was just because we were like, well, we might have a fighting chance if there's not like a jungle running us over the entire time. But when you get that good at the game, it doesn't matter if you are target banned, because especially jungles, they're really good at just playing any champion that like kind of fits the same like play style. So you really...
It's more about, you know, the utility and map control and how you help your team at that point rather than your individual skill. I mean, when you're fighting blue buff, there's only so much that having different abilities is going to allow you to do.
Yeah.
I say that as a jungle main, so I'm allowed to dunk on it. We have our first pick. Ornn is the first pick here, going to be a top lane. We saw that played to great effect in the previous matchups that the Royal Air Force played. And the follow-up is Malphite and Vi. Now, that could be a flex Malphite, either top or support, but almost certainly a jungle Vi.
The Malphite could also be middle. So, I haven't seen it in a while, but if you go against like a control mage as Malphite, you literally get any amount of AP and just ult them, they die. So,
I have actually seen a Malphite mid recently.
Yeah.
Our Vex did not know what to do. It did not go well for our
I'm really
Vex,
surprised
let me just say
that they picked the Malphite before a Sylas ban, because if either of the teams have a Sylas or a player, then it can really swing it one way or another, because Sylas just unfortunately does Malphite better than Malphite does Malphite. So it's very surprising they picked that without banning Sylas, but I didn't get a chance yet to see if they have any players that play Sylas, but
we saw this happen last week with exactly what you said. You know, Sylas plays Malphite better than Malphite plays Malphite, and it it was absolutely destructive. You have to. I would assume that they're banking on nobody on the opposing team playing Sylas. I would assume.
Yeah, one of our matches, we were planning on taking. It was actually an in-house that we were doing. We were going to do Malphite Sylas on the same team, and they took it away from us. So we were just, oh no, what are we going to do? You know, because Sylas is like such a good answer, especially if the team has like multiple options for the Sylas to take. But
the Sylas doesn't get banned. It just isn't being banned at all. We have the Xayah and Viego pick, and I think we're still waiting. It's a Kai'Sa. The other pick for the red team is Kai'Sa. It just hasn't shown up yet. And then we've got the Yasuo, Leona, Nautilus, and it should be a Syndra ban as well that's not showing up. That should just be a moment. Interesting. I have so many questions. I mean, Viego Xayah I can see.
Yeah, I don't...
it's okay. Not my favorite jungler bot combo.
I don't know if they have a Sylas player. I'm looking... I was trying to look at the teams before we started, but I didn't get a chance because this was last minute. But I think that they were just comfortable maybe with not banning it, because I don't see any Sylas on any of the recent played at all. So maybe it'll be okay. We'll find out.
We will definitely find out. The last couple of picks are coming in. Okay, the Kai'Sa makes me think it's not a Malphite support. I don't think those two... I mean, they could pair well, but Kai'Sa just has much more range. I think she wants to be fighting a different game than Malphite. I think that's got to be a top. Also, Viego wins the 1v1 versus Vi. Byron in chat. Xayah counters the Vi and Malphite engage. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, there we go. That makes a lot more sense. All right. So that's going to be almost certainly a Galio Kai'Sa bot lane. That's an interesting combo. Orianna mid. And then we've got a Xayah Morgana bot for the Royal Air Force. Okay.
That is a very... If I was Ari, that would be a very frustrating matchup. Like, just because like you can play super safe and like never really die to the Galio, but he could get your ult and then the Vi comes around and just you die. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. I don't know where on the map I'm expecting to see the most pressure, right? Like you've got Orianna Ari's kind of a classic mid lane. Harkens back to ye old days of League of Legends. They're fairly, I would say, evenly matched. Both have a lot of snowball potential. Orianna, obviously, the slightly better pick as far as, like we said, having those team-friendly wombo combo attempt picks, so definitely a good option there, combined with the Galio as well. Whereas the bot lane, Zaya Morgana, Kaisa Galio, I think on paper, it's probably got to be given to Zaya Morgana, right?
I don't. Maybe if it was on a straight 2v2, but I really think that this Galio is going to be looking to be bottom a lot. Because he can just
I think the
ult in.
Galio's support.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, I don't know, because Galio has a really good, you know, I don't. I'm sitting here thinking like who would win in that? Because Morgana's Black Shield is really gonna deny Galio his taunt.
I think Kaisa Galio have a lot of like pre-3 potential. They could really do some serious damage with just poke and stay out my way. But once Morgana has some health on her, like she can be tanky.
Yeah, I really think that Black Shield is gonna like deny a lot of what the Galio is gonna be doing in the lane. And Zaya does outrange Kaisa by a lot. So even if they get 6, Kaisa even trying to go in, Morgana's gonna deny a lot, and then Zaya has her own survivability. So it's just, I think that Kaisa Galio is gonna be looking for maybe 4-man bottoms, just because I don't think that they can do anything by themselves.
I think it's going to be a farming game, a waiting game. But like we said, the counterplay to the style that we're expecting to see from Royal Air Force is team fights. It's grouping up. It's taking advantage of everybody being in one place to wombo combo the carries. And they have a good comp to do that. The Vi, Malphite, Galio provide a lot of frontline. The Kaisa Orianna, a lot of burst. It's a good option if they can be focusing the right targets. Now, I know we're loading up into game very shortly, just waiting for that spectator delay. So just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in. I can see there's 20 of you in chat, and we are 780 followers. So there's only 20 followers away from our follower goal. You guys have been amazing supporting our move on to the Summoner's Rift. So thank you all very, very much. I don't know if Discord just crashed. Yeah, Discord kicked me out. That's fine. We're good. Thank the goodness for production. But as the players load in, I have to give this to the Royal Air Force in the laning phase. Royal Navy just needs to play it safe. They need to farm up, and they need to have the gold to secure some team fights later on.
Yeah, because if we're looking at team fights, I really think the Royal Navy has got that. But that's just my opinion because of the wombo between Orianna and Malphite. But Ornn can disengage, so.
Well, here we go.
Ornn is very versatile.
Onto the Rift. It begins. Everybody's posturing around. Nobody bothering to actually go for an invade. Vi choosing to start red. Viego choosing to start red as well. I love it when people just, you can see each other. Like, you know where they are probably going to be, so you're just going to stand there and spam your emotes. I think that's certainly a vibe.
That's funny.
Great. Some good tension here in the mid game, or in the mid lane, rather.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Foos, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. You absolute legend. Everybody who just received a sub, good news. You get to actually watch the VODs after in real time on Twitch, so.
So as far as knowing where the jungler starts here, both teams know where the jungler is starting because both teams got off that early ward in chickens. So this is actually really good. A lot of people don't do this in solo queue, but it's really good to know if your jungler is about to 3-camp you or if they're starting top to bottom. So both the junglers started on the top side. So we'll see which direction they go.
I didn't see where everybody walked in the river, but I think it might be possible because Viego was down by red buff when those wards were placed, and then he walked up towards blue, knowing that Vi was at red. So I think this is going to be very much what we said, where bot lane is the place to be, and both junglers are just trying to get there. Viego actually has a little bit of pace on Vi. He's already on his 3rd camp, but Vi is still starting the chickens just now. Malphite and Ornn just going to be punching each other up in the top lane for the next little while. Oh, doesn't manage to get the orb.
Yeah, it looks like Viego definitely will be beating Vi to possibly the Scuttle Crab, or just looking to counter gank bottom, because after the Vi finishes her jungle, either she's going to be taking advantage of the fact that that they're pushed in, and she'll be able to do a cheeky little gank, or she might just be looking for a scuttle and then backing. The Viego definitely cleared faster, but it looks like Ahri is moving before Orianna to the objective. But we also have a really good
now has
movement
vision of the Vi. That was really good. The bot lane, of course, coming up to help their Vi, being worried about a potential catch. Viego says, okay, well, we know where everybody is. Bot lane, now just take care of yourselves. My side of the jungle is clear. If Vi goes for an invade, which it looks like she may, no, having now seen Viego in mid, decides to rotate up that way. There's nothing for her to take if she decides to invade his jungle.
No, definitely not. Viego did the right thing here, where he saw that the bottom lane moved faster than his bottom lane, and just went for top scuttle instead of contesting it. We might see a dive here. I don't think so.
I think it's a little bit too early, but
so we both have
ward
junglers
gets
resetting.
Placed. I think that was a good decision. Interesting choice from the Royal Navy to get first blood by saying, okay, you think our jungler's gone, and deciding not to back off, but to take that moment of, you know, perceived safety and just go for it. Really well done from the Royal Navy bot lane. Now, the Ginger Man is, of course, going to want to pick up that CS before they back. Not going to want to waste it. Meanwhile, both junglers back to their cycle. It looks like Ornn is being forced away, or perhaps he just has a little bit of gold to spend, leaving the Malphite up to farm and push into his turret. Ornn does have teleport, of course, and that's what we're expecting. Yep, there it is. So not going to lose out on any of the CS from this minion wave, while Malphite goes to get himself some coverage. Viego could very easily come from either side. I'm curious about this positioning around mid lane. Both mid laners are really low. The Vi comes in. If she manages to connect her knock-up, a great flash from Crazy Chris to escape the Vi and stay alive. But Viego and Morgana know that they don't have the damage to deal with both Vi and Galio. So it's going to be a quick back off, nothing for nothing trade. That was really well played, I think, by both teams.
Sitting here looking at the top farm, and Ornn is really outpacing the Malphite. The biggest thing about top is it is an island. Everybody talks about it. And top is generally won or lost sometimes, when, especially if you have two tanks going against each other, by your farm. And Ornn is sitting at 56 and Malphite's sitting at 29. Although Malphite does have a big wave to get here. Ornn can get some cheeky damage off on him without any repercussion, because he's going to try to be keeping even with his farm.
Yeah, both junglers are paying a little bit more attention to other places in this game, certainly. Viego deciding he's going to grab just one of the grubs before heading down mid to make sure his Ahri is okay. Red team does secure the dragon in the meantime. Ornn's saying, okay, well, they've got that. We know they're coming this way. Can we take a grub?
We got
Looks
3
like the
people in
decision
the
is
middle.
no.
They're coming to stop them. Yeah.
That was certainly a good decision. The carry's still staying in bot lane. Ornn's ultimate comes in. He has an early 6, and that's a huge bunch of burst damage. The charm connects on Galio, and Vortexy gets got. The Orianna managed to stay alive in mid, but ooh, that was a solid engage by the Rail Air Force.
Yeah, that was.
And Viego's gonna go back to his little farm.
Very good counter gank. They had some pretty good warding up near the top lane, but they didn't really have any wards in the middle in that bush. So they were really able to profit over the fact that the Royal Navy had used some of their abilities already. So they can just come in and fight
and
back.
meanwhile, Orianna gets to farm. She's now got a 10 CS lead over the Ahri, but of course, Ahri has the kill. So it's not as dire as it could be, but you don't want to be trading kills just for your opponents to pick up on farm.
Yeah, a big thing a lot of people don't realize is, being on the map and being present is super important. So if you're looking to climb, the less time you're on the map, even if you've made a cool play, the less likely you're going to be helping your team get objectives. Global gold is better than all your gold being in one egg basket.
We've got Galio trying to go around and make a play on the Ahri. She did not have a ward in the bot side bush, and that is going to be it for her. A great engage. We missed the start of it, but I did see what happened on the minimap. Galio came up, he placed his sight ward, and then walked himself around the wall that Ahri was hugging. She was standing just a little bit too close to that bottom side without vision.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like he did help push that middle farm in, so the discrepancy in farm for Ahri and Orianna is going to be even bigger because she does not have teleport.
Yeah, and it gives Orianna a good opportunity to try and cycle bot. It doesn't look like the Royal Navy is going to be able to get any picks from that, although they were posturing for a moment. But with Dragon up in 2 minutes and 26, there's no major objectives to fight for in the river at the current time. Viego deciding, okay, I just need to go get my red buff and keep farming. Guaranteed gold is good gold. This is an interesting choice. If Vi backs... No, she did cancel it. Of course, Viego's sitting right around the corner. Who is going to engage first? We don't know. They have vision on the Ahri, likely pathing down. Vi's choice to hang out in the bush doesn't seem to be paying off. They know that she's backed. They have vision in the red side tri-bush, but deciding, look, bot lane's ahead. We're ahead on farm. We're ahead, even though we're behind on kills, we're still doing a really good job of keeping pace, and the rest of our team is doing great. Let's just farm. We don't need to counter. Kaisa Galio, despite the fact that we gave the edge to Gingerman and Big Dog, is still a threatening bot lane. Like, they have a lot of engage potential, especially if they can get a lead that runs away with them. As you move into the team fights later on in the game, they can be big, big playmakers. So in some instances, it's better just not to risk it. I hate when I do that. You're almost certain that the buff is going to die, and it just has 1
Yeah.
HP left, and you have to take an extra step back. You think you're going to be so cool, but no, your little helper didn't do quite as much damage as you hoped they would. Been there, done that. Of course, the support now hanging up in the top lane. Morgana trying to get in on Malphite's action. Has the lens in order to pick up this sight ward. Vi decides to back.
We have so much movement looking at trying to kill this Malphite top.
The vision game is incredible right now. Both teams are doing a fantastic job of keeping track of where their opponents are to make smart decisions. It's really, really interesting to see. A lot of the time you get one team who's got such a solid vision advantage over the other that it's practically a handicap.
Yes, I harped on our team a little bit about how wards definitely win games, and my husband he also. Ooh, we got a flash out of the Kaisa. Yeah. So we'll see.
Xayah manages to do a decent amount of damage, but not quite enough. Kaisa electing not to back is going to move up the river instead to try and help their jungler take Dragon. Orianna preventing Ahri from going down. That's going to be a quick and easy pickup for the Vi. That's 2 dragons to the Royal Navy and none for Air Force. Looks like it's going to be a Mountain Soul.
We'll see if the Viego takes advantage of the fact that the Kaisa had 2 flash there. It looks
definitely
like there's
a good choice to come visit.
Really good ward coverage bottom, though, for the Royal Navy, so he might not be able to do anything just because they have such good ward placements. But he could go in through the bushes in lane, just depending on where the wave state is. But it looks like he might be pathing top. And I just got a ward on him. Oop, a pause. Game
Looks
crash,
like we've
Vanguard.
got a game pause, game crash. Oh, thank you so much, all chat. We will hang out just for a moment while the TAs get this thing back in action. Okay, so let's think about where we're at. We're 13 minutes in. It's 3-3. This has been a fantastically even game so far, with teams just taking it slow, getting their farm, putting a couple of kills. Looking at where those kills are placed, though, is interesting. On the side of the Royal Air Force, your Ornn, your Viego, your Ahri. For the Royal Navy, it's your Malphite, your Kaisa, and your Galio. I would argue that Royal Air Force has, I don't know. I mean, having the kill on the Kaisa and the Galio is great, but Viego, Ahri, and Ornn having that extra gold early when Xayah's managed to stay ahead and farm, I think it's done the Royal Air Force a better deal.
Yeah, you know, at this point in time, the difference in gold isn't too bad. We're looking at three kills to 3 kills. Vision is pretty even across the board. I think it's really just going to be who rotates first to what objective. Who has the vision ahead of the objective. Because you could place a ward down and exhaust your wards, and then an objective's coming up, and either you don't have wards or you got to recall for more wards if you're the support. Looks like we might be getting a 3-man gank bot.
We are? Okay, thank you,
yeah,
Leave Spectator. Just took a moment to catch up. We have a teleport, but it's not going to come in soon enough. Yeah. We have a flash spent to get the kill as well. Ornn's ultimate comes in. The Ahri is there. She can do a lot of damage and pick these up if they manage to just position themselves around the turret and use it to their advantage. That's the Vi gone down. That's the Morgana here to help, and Viego is also on the way. Okay, yes, Viego gets the pickup on Orianna, and the Galio is not going to be long for this world. Ahri gets a triple kill. Wow,
yep,
just
the
fantastic
Royal Navy really
movement.
Just got punished for that dive. The Xayah stayed alive long enough for them to profit, for the Royal Air Force to profit off of their Ornn TPing. So sometimes that's all you can really do.
That's one of those plays. I think when you're stuck in low elo, like certain individuals in the caster desk, myself, that I will not name, you have a lot of moments where you expect that to be the outcome. You expect, okay, all I have to do is stay alive. If my team comes, this is going to be an easy pickup, right? And then either the teleport gets canceled or it never comes, or one person teleports and nobody else comes. That is the ideal scenario that we saw taking place right there, when you've got fantastic team coordination and everybody responds. A 3v1 bot lane, yes, it's going to be your advantage in the immediate, but as soon as you overdove that tower and had no way of running back because you knew that the mid laner was coming down, you knew that the support was coming down, you were surrounded on basically all sides except for running back through the tower and taking those extra damage, it was just really, really well done. That could have been an easy go, but the spend of the flash, right? Because Vi flashed in to secure that kill on the Xayah as well. There was just no running after that. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So both teams had vision to their advantage there. So, you know, the Royal Air Force saw it happening and was able to path immediately. If they hadn't had vision, then even if they path as soon as the Royal Navy shows up, it would have been too late. They would have not been able to profit off that. So the vision there, I think, really won that for the Royal Air Force because they were able to path as quickly as possible and profit over the fact that they had dove, like you said, very far in with no way to escape. So Ornn TPing was a 10 out of 10 decision, and then everybody followed up. Like you said in solo queue, a lot of people don't follow up. They're just like, oh, well, you know, that happened. And then they just watch it happen, you know? So team fighting in like a 5v5 where people actually are communicating is really fun to watch because you have these big explosive fights that normally would just be really one-sided in solo queue.
Royal Navy deciding they don't want to go for that engage in the river, but they're going to leave their Orianna open to a potential dive. Royal Air Force saying, actually, no, never mind. We changed it. We're not going that way. Our team is too split up. Everybody... I'm trying to see who that is. Yeah, the Kai'Sa and the Galio are cycling up towards top to help Malphite take the tower. Orianna spends her ultimate on the Malphite. He has to flash away. There's going to be a lot of turret damage. Maybe enough, but with the heal, it's not going to take Vi out. She gets away with just a tiny little bit of health. Morgana is going to do everything she can. That's a risky attempt to base. A good choice to use... Okay, there we go. A good choice to use the Oracle and get some extra vision of which way Vi was going to travel, and the Charm does manage to secure the kill. Meanwhile, Kai'Sa, Galio, and Malphite are just pushing top lane. That's 2 turrets.
Yeah, and on the other side of the map, we have Viego Morgana taking Drake, it looks like. So we have different objectives going down on different sides of the map. So these two teams are actually really good at trying to keep it even. So they know that 3 are top and that Drake is just free for them with the Vi dead. And they also got the turret gold for it. So we have a little bit of a gold discrepancy. It's the goal is slowly going towards the Royal Air Force. So it'll be interesting to see if the Royal Navy can swing it back in their favor, or if it will even matter with their team fight comp able to wombo
right
people
now,
who are holding the gold.
Vi is the only one with no ultimate. Everyone else has theirs available. That's going to be the turret for Kai'Sa, but is she going to get caught in the meantime? No. Instead, they will get the Vi, who almost really jumps in to prevent them from following up on Kai'Sa and keep her carry alive. The Ornn ultimate comes out, a massive slow, and does enough damage that Kai'Sa just gets chunked. Meanwhile, the Galio is left defenseless. He does not yet have that hyper tank potential that he will in the later game, and he gets melted by the 5 squad. An interesting choice.
Yeah, if I was Haji there, I would not have gone in, or maybe just waited 2 or 3 more seconds for the Orianna to be able to come in with her ult also.
Yeah, when your 5-man opponent is all there, ready to go, a single person dive, no matter how tanky you are, is not going to be enough. Now, everyone on the Royal Air Force team is a little bit low, but their positioning is such that nobody is able to get a pick. They have the minion wave. This could be it. Yeah. An ace goes to Ahri, taking down the Orianna, and that is certainly going to be it. Nobody's up for another 2 seconds. It's Malphite. He has no ultimate available. I don't think he can stop this. There's too much damage from the 5-man. And yes, that is going to be game 1 going to the Royal Air Force.
Yep, after they got the Royal Navy coming in one at a time, they just had the 6 grubs that they were able to finish off the game. They just had to have the creeps, and they had the creeps. They were able to just end it. So
GG's. Yeah,
GG.
that was really good. That very easily could have been a no, guys, let's go back right now, spend our gold. But realizing that you have the time, all 5 of you are present to go and get that finish was a really smart play. I am very excited to see what happens in game 2, but we are going to throw to a quick break while that match gets loaded up. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And hello again, everybody. I'm Mariella, and I am back on the desk. And Ninetales has had to go. She's got duty. That's the thing when you're active duty. You've got stuff to do that isn't sit around and play League of Legends all day. But instead, I am joined by Megan Acrosma. How you doing?
I feel like that subtle shade about sitting around having nothing to do but playing League of Legends all day was semi-directed at me.
It wasn't. What do you think I do all day? As soon as we're off, how many days of this have I been?
You spectate my league games. That's what you do.
I spectated a single league game in order to test my settings and do a sound check, okay? I think that's permissible.
Still spectated my game. Nope,
this
still,
is it.
Still
it's
checking
just,
out my game.
There's not a lot of people who love Sejuani the way that I do, and so I can appreciate a kindred spirit. Am I not allowed to enjoy that?
You have never mentioned this before in your life.
I have mentioned several times that I used to be a Sejuani main. Many times.
I need timestamps.
So
I need receipts. We got military access here. I'm gonna need the NSA to dig up some proof on that.
To just go through all of our chat logs. Yeah. I think that's definitely gonna happen. I told you, man. Sejuani and Shyvana were my main junglers for a long time. And I can appreciate a good Sejuani play. But that's where we are at. Byron, thank you so much for hanging out in chat. Hyena, so much love. Obviously, first game went to the Royal Air Force. We're getting ready to go into game 2. That was a close one. It really turned on a dime. You were watching in the background. How did you feel about it?
I feel like the... oh, geez. Why am I blanking here? We have... Oh, yeah, the Royal Navy. I thought it was the Royal Navy, but for some reason I thought it might have been something different. The Royal Navy, they were looking pretty good there. They had a solid idea of what they wanted to execute with, but the issue is that you pick a team fight comp into... And then you allow the Navy to lock two champs. You have the Xayah and the Morgana, both very famous anti-pick champions. Xayah with her ultimate that can make her untargetable. Like, cool, hey, there's a Malphite ulting, and I can just pop my own ult, dodge that, and meanwhile the Galio and the Vi can't really get on top, because then as soon as anyone gets close, she can root them. The Morgana with the Black Shield to give that extra layer of protection. So I feel like it was a good idea from the Navy, just poorly executed. That failed dive bot lane kind of put the nail in the coffin there. You killed the Xayah, yes, but it was a 4-for-1 trade, a 4-man dive. You gave Ahri a triple kill, and it was just a brutal turn of events. And apologies to everybody if I sound really different. I have a sinus infection right now, and I am currently struggling, is the easiest way to put it. No one wants to see my dirty room in the back there, so I'm going to change that. And you can still see it.
That's okay. All we gotta do is get through pick ban, and then we'll take you off screen. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Meanwhile, the first picks and bans have started coming through. Unsurprisingly, a little bit of a shakeup from what the Royal Navy Esports team was targeting last time for the Air Force. There we go. Ornn and Xayah get a ban this time. Lulu also stays banned, and we see the Poppy, Nunu, Tristana once more from the Royal Air Force.
I feel like they're just... Yeah,
that leaves Jinx up.
The Poppy and the Nunu have to be target bans against the Navy. The Tristana is just a generally good ban right now. If you can't really pin down anything on the opposing mid laner, it's nice to just ban the Tristana. That the E damage on turrets plus comboing with the Demolish is just a lot of damage to push on a turret. Virtually, you're guaranteed a plate on every single push that you get with that Tristana. So five solid pushes early and you've cleared the entire turret, and Tristana just it negates that early game weakness of Tristana, is that like she can be abused if you don't have the rocket jump, but in mid lane you have to have that constant pressure of the jungler to abuse the rocket jump CD, but then your jungler's not somewhere else, and the Tristana team's jungler can just take advantage of that, start getting dragons, start getting grubs, gank other lanes. So I hate that Tristana's moved to mid, but it makes sense. but Navy is going to first pick the Jinx there. A nice little AD carry. We'll likely see a Caitlyn. I'm wrong. The Royal Air Force is locking in the Twitch Leona combination on a Nocturne Tom Kench. I think this is going to be a Tom Kench top lane. He's been where he's been showing up pretty much every single game lately, at least in my solo queue experience. Not really a support that much anymore.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, Jinx Tom Kench would be an interesting bot lane into Twitch Leona, I would have to say. I don't know whether the Xayah ban was the right call. The previous game, it was the Jinx that got banned, and Xayah was the counter pick. I'm wondering if the Xayah ban here... Oh, sorry, no, correction, because they are blue side now. Royal Navy has the opportunity to take it when before they had to ban it. Okay, apologies. I was confusing myself with the side swap, as usual.
You're all good.
Okay, we've got our third pick from the Royal Air Force. It hasn't populated on screen just yet, but it is going to be a Xin Zhao. Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil.
Okay. Okay, so a Xin into Nocturne jungle. I think this goes in the favor of the Nocturne. You can spell shield the bonus damage from the Xin as well as activate the fear, because Xin wants to get on top of you, and that's what Nocturne wants. He wants you to get close so you can fear, get the AD bonus and the healing. I feel like Nocturne would win that over time, but Nocturne's old strength came with lethal tempo, when he could just get those couple free hits off while you were feared and stack up lethal tempo. Now with that being removed, I think it more evens out. You'd probably be going for electrocute or press the attack. You definitely still want to get the ultimate hunter, get that cooldown from your ultimate, but we will probably see the Royal Navy jungler just hard farming. Just farming to get to level 6 so you can activate that ult as quickly as possible and start to affect plays on the map. Ahri and Aatrox also banned by the Navy. Shen and Mordekaiser, so they are really trying to pinch the pool of the Navy's top laner. It might just see another Malphite pick, which would make a bit more sense into the Twitch, since he does not have that self-peel mechanism.
Yeah, the Shen Mordekaiser bans trying to pinch on top lane. They have me very interested. I wonder... Okay, hear me out. Is there a world where that's not a Xin Zhao jungle? Is that a flex pick?
No. I would be very surprised to see that go anywhere but jungle. It could go top lane, play a bruiser, but that's probably going to be a Volibear top lane against the Malphite and a Brand. Okay.
Mid-brand. Support Tom Kench. Right? Or support Malphite?
I don't know.
Top Tom Kench mid-brand? I need to see where this shuffle goes.
That could just be a mid Malphite, top Tom Kench support Brand. But Brand is very... I have a feeling that, like, if he can abuse the Leona, that's just a lost lane for Leona. Getting on top of Brand would be a lot of damage, and you need to ensure that you get that kill to kind of trade. That might be a support Tom Kench with Jinx. A great setup for the ganks whenever you can just use that Abyssal Voyage and get behind the other team's bot lane, just kind of pincer them in. Brand against Veigar... My brain is not working right now. This is going to be a very interesting one. That will be a Volibear top lane and a Veigar mid. That nice scaling bit. So I think I still give this to the Air Force. They have a massive amount of scaling and a late game Twitch and a late game Twitch and a Veigar just throwing out damage while Volibear turns off the turrets. It's an insane team fight, but this Brand can wreak havoc with the amount of damage that he's going to be able to deal.
Yeah, this is definitely a different team comp than we saw them take before. I don't know whether it's better. Like, as you said, Royal Air Force has a lot of potential. Now, that being said, Royal Navy has some good snowball champions here. They have a solid bit of team fight. You know, you've got the Tom Kench's utility to try and pick someone off. If Volley Bear becomes the problem, get him out of the fight while you deal with everybody else who's a little bit more squishy. I don't know who you target.
It's not even just that. If they get on top of it's going to be whoever the carry for Navy Esports is who Tom Kench is just going to follow. Hey, are they getting on top of Jinx? Are they getting on top of Brand?
Yeah.
Are they getting on top of Nocturne?
It's just a very defensive play.
Giant ass mouth. Sorry.
He's practically Kirby. We know. It's fine. That was an impression that I didn't need to see. But now that I've seen it, it's going to get clipped. What even is that noise? That's almost Wookiee level noise. How have we gotten to this point, Mega? We're going into game 2. Obviously,
we got to this point
Royal
because
Air
I have a
Force.
sinus infection and I haven't been sleeping well.
If you actually just got a Royal Navy advertisement on the stream, that is fantastic. Twitch has figured out our target demographic clearly. That is hilarious.
Oh.
Wow, good job, Amazon algorithm. You are the winner of today's MVP award, I think. Goodness me. All right, we're waiting for spectator delay. Not long left.
You know what we actually need to do? We need to do the JPEG of my face and make that the channel's Poggers emote.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's such a great and terrible idea.
That's a horrible idea. Get on it.
You said it, so it has to be true.
Oh,
and here we go. We're getting into game. Things are loading up on the Rift. There it is. Royal Navy Esports versus Royal Air Force. Game 2 begins right now. Last time it was a lot of posturing, but with a Xin Zhao Volley Bear versus a Nocturne, there's a lot of, shall we say, invade potential. Who is going to be the aggressor? It looks like the Navy. Oh, no.
Oh, no. We're going to get some action. No, they saw the Twitch.
They saw enough to know, but they weren't seen. What is happening? Are they just going to let them go? No, they wait until the backline is standing too close to dodge, trying to burn at least a flash or two. That's going to be first blood for the Vygar. A dangerous play right there. I don't know whether they actually saw the Twitch coming out through that. Otherwise, surely you go back or you go straight in on the bush when they didn't see you coming around the corner. I don't think they saw the Twitch.
Even still,
Ouch.
That was I don't know what the Navy is thinking there. You do not have that level 1. Your only CC is a Tom Kench tongue lash on a fully stacked target. So that takes the tongue lash plus 2 autos and another tongue lash, or 3 autos and a tongue lash. And Nocturne cannot start with the fear. He will just have the worst clear ever. Brand has no CC to start, neither does Malphite. So that was just not a good idea for them to start off going for that invade.
I could see everybody moving into the tri-bush and being like, okay, if there's a fight here, that's fine. We've got a lot of places to run. But going for the deeper dive, that was a risky play, and it just did not quite pay off. Meanwhile, the Royal Air Force team is going to take advantage of, I think, the tilt potential to just start hammering the Royal Navy lanes very hard. Top and mid, both sitting a little bit lower than you'd want to see them, below half health for the Royal Navy team. Not a great place to be early, but at least there's still potential to pick up farm.
God, I hate Brand. That is such an annoying ability. Increasing the range on the E so that whenever you use it on a target that's already been burned by your passive, getting that increased range is just so abusive in these lanes.
Yeah, the Vygar having a kill, that's, I mean, just look at the items. He's already got extra AP. The cookie's not going to help him escape. Does have to spend his E to try and get away. Tom Kench goes over the wall, not realizing that there's a Volibear who's roamed down to help. That's a solid front line for Vygar to stand behind and poke. The jungler comes down, but are they going to manage to pick anything up? The stun goes down on Volibear, and it's a flash away. They do pick up the Tom Kench. And now there's 3 Royal Air Force members all sitting in mid. Another kill. Brand goes down. Vygar is up 3-0.
Oh, that is just unfortunate. Great collapse from the Air Force and a nice roam by both supports, especially the Leona, to get that CC to lock Brand inside the baby cage and just keep him right there. The Volibear damage early is so disgustingly strong. The Sky Splitter, I'm pretty sure it's Sky Splitter on the call down from the Thunder. It is so much early game damage that it is just so hard to deal with. You saw how it chunked a tank Malphite. It completely obliterated a squishy Brand. So very good roam by the Volibear, and the Leona secures another 2 kills for this Veigar. Oh no, I'm down 5 CS. Guess what? I have 3 kills, and I'm not concerned in the slightest.
Yeah, and he's already got his Lost Chapter. 4 minutes in, Lost Chapter. Not a great place to be.
It is called the Sky Splitter. I'm so proud of myself.
Good for you. Jinx placing some defensive grenades, but they're not going to be too much of a hindrance while they push that tower. Nocturne backing in a little bit of a dangerous place, is not spotted out by the... Oh, now I've just... See, now that we're thinking about names, you're making me second guess myself. The little bush that when you hit it, it sends out the cone of vision.
Oh, the Scryer's Bloom.
Thank you, the Scryer's Bloom. See, I just... you're stressing me out, man. Volibear going in straight there. Either way, my point was Nocturne wasn't seen by the Scryer's Bloom, so that's all that matters. He managed to back in safety and goes to bot lane. I don't think he's... It's a question. Do you go top and try and help Malphite? I don't know that the Volibear is going to let you.
I mean, Volibear, he doesn't have his ult yet. He deals a lot of damage, but a lot of that is dependent on his cooldowns. If he can get his ult up, he can disengage himself, but outside of the standard combo of the Frenzied Maw Sky Splitter, you're not exactly going to deal enough damage to kill someone without having an extremely extended fight. He has the grasp, but a lot of that damage from the lightning strikes off of his passive is what will chunk someone down low enough, or that'll be the initial start. But got a little bit of a fight here mid.
Unfortunately, Crazy Chris had a ward in that top bush, and Nocturne is not able to capitalize. Tries to cycle top, but knows that the Volibear is heading down his way. Going to be hiding in a bush. Meanwhile, there's an engage in bot lane as the Gingerman tries to poke out the Tom Kench. Tom Kench has a lot of health. He is certainly a good thing to get out of the lane so that you can dive your carry, but not likely someone you're going to successfully dive under turret. Malphite decides to peek down, knows that grubs are being taken by Xin Zhao and Volibear. Nocturne saying, no, we can't fight this. Let me just farm up. Guaranteed gold is good gold. And everything is calmed down. Xin Zhao very likely going to follow Volibear top if Malphite overextends, though.
3 grubs to the Royal Air Force on top of this 2k gold lead they already have at 7 minutes. Oh, and a nice engage here.
And there we go. That's what I was saying. You need to be in a position to dive the Jinx past the Tom Kench, and they found it. That was a really good, quick and dirty engage. Solid hook from Leona, and Twitch just managing to capitalize it. He does so much damage early and doesn't have to spend a flash, doesn't have to spend the barrier. The Ignite did get used, but that's not too much of a concern for our support.
Oh, not at all. I mean, 15 CS lead is a kill plus an assist. Twitch is likely going to back with a lot of gold, but they are going to attempt to stop him here. Oh,
Nocturne uses his ultimate to dive straight onto the Twitch. They're probably not going to have enough damage between the two of them. The carry is still coming. Jinx is on her way. Tom Kench doing what he can to stay alive and keep everybody in position so that they can chase, but it's not going to be enough. Nocturne's ultimate is spent. Volibear's just... I'm going to attack the turret. You can attack me if you want, but you'll miss your CS if you do. That was a ballsy play, but he manages to get a second plate for it. Meanwhile, Brand and Vygar are hanging out in mid, and Brand is just doing what he can to push Vygar under the turret, but Xin Zhao's coming in from the top, and there's no vision there for Josh Bosch to be aware of it. Xin deciding not to go. Brand did move in a way that suggested he was playing defensively for that top side, so probably a good decision since Vygar doesn't have counter vision on the bot to know where Nocturne went after the engage in bot lane, but nothing quite happening. Supports meeting in the jungle is probably the spiciest action we've got right now.
Vagar's getting a lot of poke onto Brand, though. Even hitting those Qs is about 25% of Brand's HP. Hit him only with a couple of them, you can just walk right in, but not like that, Chris. You're walking in the wrong way.
Yeah, not a great position to be in. Again, there's just so much health there, but there's 4 of the Royal Air Force team. Deciding to hide in that bush was not the play. Tom Kench says, my guy, I cannot help you. I am leaving. And that's going to be a quick pickup. It is now 5 kills to 0 for the Royal Air Force.
Chat has a good point. Given this crazy amount of CC, the Volibear stun, the Vagar stun, and the Leona, just everything about her and her kit, this barrier Jinx is not the call. Right now, you're down CS, you're down 2 kills on a hyper carry Twitch, so who's just going to be able to outrange you in these late game fights. So, a bit questionable by the Navy's jungler here, but I don't know. Right now, the Air Force is just looking like a well-oiled machine. The way they're working together, they're able to move as a team, just get these simple picks off.
I'm appreciating just the casual farm, but there's a quick little burst of damage from the Volibear. He gets chunked a decent amount, but he's 14 CS up, which is pretty good, and knows that the blue team is cycling, so he's going to try and head down, get himself some vision. I don't like this invade for the Navy. They get spotted by the Leona. Are they going to be able to turn it into a kill?
Nice blast cone over the wall. Means that the Leona gets away. Great defensive play, but Volibear is about to be collapsed on, but Ginger Man is got around him and just able to rip him apart. Ooh, nice spell shield from
getting
the
away with just a tiny bit of health. A flash comes out from Vygar in order to secure the kill. Volibear is still alive. They don't have enough damage. 3v4. Meanwhile, Jinx does survive in the bot lane. Twitch was not able to get that kill. And that's going to be another 3 grubs for the Royal Air Force. Super Mega Death Rocket comes out, doesn't manage to pick anybody up. All it does is help them finish those grubs a little quicker. Jinx has not backed, and Twitch
Jinx,
showed up.
What are you doing?
The grenades come out, and Twitch does not execute that correctly and gets executed. Unfortunately, Jinx did not manage to auto-attack him to get the kill credit, though. That's heartbreaking.
I think he might have been just out of range to activate the E. I was so close, but yeah, at least Jinx doesn't get the kill credit. Whenever you're in range of an execute, though, I'm not sure the exact amount of units. You do get XP for being in the area, so that will help the Jinx try to get back, but the not getting that shutdown gold is going to be killer.
Yeah, the first turret goes down here in the top lane. Meanwhile, Jinx and Tom Kench have overstayed again. Tom Kench says, look, Jinx, I'm going to grab you and we can run, but I don't think that's going to be enough. With Leona coming around the corner to do a quick grab, gets eaten. Tom Kench has some health, but Twitch does a lot of damage, and Leona is there to zone him. That's a good 2-0 pickup for the Twitch, who is now 3-1.
So 8 kills to 0, almost 6,000 gold lead at 12 minutes. There has not been a single objective for the entire side of the Navy taking this game. And, might get their first kill here.
Nocturne's ult onto the Vygar is well timed. Brand is there as well to help. The kill goes to Nocturne, but Xin Zhao is not able to respond on time due to the darkness. Leona is there. Tahm Kench is also there. I don't expect this to be a follow-up. Just a bit of clearing wards, making sure that they have control over their own jungle. Comparing this game to the last, Caster Curse perhaps, but comparing this game to the last, the ward coverage has been completely different. Now, owing to the different style of these two junglers, of course, compared to the last picks that they had, Brand and Nocturne have cycled up to try and get the Volibear, but a teleport comes in from the Vygar. Instead, he is going to get instantly gone in on. Volibear does not have any way of preventing that when you teleport right into the middle of a 3-stack. Not the best call from the Vygar, a solid shutdown. Xin Zhao is trying to make his way up. Volibear does get a kill on the Nocturne because Malphite left. Malphite said, no, guys, we can't stay. We have to leave. And the other two were not able to respond in time. Nobody dies in the follow-up after Vygar. That's a 2-for-1. Royal Air Force definitely turned that around.
It's just small things that you notice that you're just wondering, like, why are you doing that? Like, so they clear the Scryer's Bloom right there. Your Jinx is down 3 kills. She had to rush Static Shiv, not even Kraken Slayer, because she can't even fight that well. And you're auto-attacking a ward that gives 30 gold. Like, these small things start to add up. These are those minute plays that could potentially change if you, like, if all of the, like, say you have to do that 10 times over a match, that's 300 gold that you are not giving into your hyper carry's pocket that is going to be the one that you need to carry this game. But right now, I don't really know if it would matter. The Air Force is just playing extremely well. The Abyssal Voyage tries to just get around, but nice little baby cage, and I don't know if you wanted to take that, Volley.
Oh, that was certainly a risk, and he's going to get chunked for it. Oh, Tahm Kench manages to scramble the Brand away to safety the Nocturne rather, at the absolute last second. Meanwhile, Brand is poking down the rest of the team. Nocturne using his ultimate, I think, just for that cover of darkness, forcing them to back off. But Xin Zhao comes right in over the wall, and Brand is out of position. Leona's getting low, but she's not the target we want to see die. Twitch is there doing all the damage he can. Vygar is alive as well. Xin Zhao is still fighting, and there's no more follow-up. Tahm Kench has used what he can. He's running away. Nocturne manages to secure the chickens, but chickens for 2 kills, not a good trade.
When you have to use your unstoppable force as a Malphite to get away and not even attempt to turn the fight, you are not in a good spot. So, yeah, right now, Malphite has that 1 kill, but he just can't do anything against his team. Malphite into the entirety of the Royal Air Force comp is a little bit questionable in the sense that Malphite is traditionally picked into teams that have three very strong AD carries. Not necessarily like bot laners, but a champ like a Xin Zhao, your Twitch. But you're not going to be able to do much with it this game because one of the other infinite scaling carries is on the enemy team. The Veigar is just going to be able to, Veigar's not like defensively strong. If he gets jumped on, he will die. But if you're spending everything to kill your Veigar, you have nothing to answer the Twitch. And it looks like we're about to get another fight here mid. Jinx is forced to flash.
Yep, Volibear says, I'll take that, and I'm going to back right off. Uses the exploding bush to get away, knows that Brand is there, but is not super worried. Brand can't quite insta-kill the Volibear at this point.
Brand does have Blackfire Torch. He is 75% of the way being a full-scale champion. But, again, he's so far behind this Veigar. 6 kills, 25 CS lead. The gold difference there has got to be about 2,000. And almost 3,000 gold lead for the Veigar. Only 1.4 in the bot lane, which is actually kind of surprising. I expected it to be a lot more than that. 7K as a team lead, but
it's
we're
all
about
on
to
one
see
person.
the Veigar difference. Oh my god!
There it goes. Bran gets trapped inside. He has nowhere to go, and Vhagar just drops his entire combo. You are not surviving that if you are anything close to squishy. Instead, Vhagar says, okay, I got that. I'm going to go bot lane now. I would like to take a turret, get some farm. There's just no counterplay right now. There's no major objectives for the Royal Navy to be positioning around. Now, I don't think this is so far gone as to say it is over. A solid pick, a solid team fight, and the Navy has some good potential, but they don't have the vision. They're off sync with the timing of objectives. It's gonna be a difficult fight. Malphite coming in to try and prevent Volibear from taking a turret. Not so worried about the little bit of damage he's gonna take, more concerned with just keeping him here. And look at that. That's a quarter of the turret's health in one go. Brand cycling up. Is Malphite going to be able to prevent the Volibear from running away? Brand takes a step back, thinking that the chase is over when it is not. Malphite wants to commit, but Brand was too far away. It took too long. And they're not going to be able to secure that. Now the red team is cycling back up. Leona in the blue buff jungle, clearing a ward, knows she's been spotted. Nocturne saying, okay, let's go just protect mid turret. And the bot laners are back in bot. Actually, no, that's Jinx and Tahm Kench versus Vhagar and Xin Zhao in the bot lane. The bot laners for Royal Air Force are hanging out in mid.
They also were potentially looking at countering a dive, and Brand used his TP to just get bot lane, but this Malphite is going to die. No flash, no ult, and 3 people on top of him. Zenith Blade.
Leona decides, let's go for the... Yeah, that's rough. Nobody's there quite to follow it up. Nocturne uses his ult to pick off the Vhagar. That's at least going to be some shutdown gold. Xin Zhao probably going to fall as well. The question is, can he get a kill in return? Tahm Kench manages to save the Jinx, and Jinx gets the pickup. That's at least going to help some of the difference between her and Twitch. That's where you want the kill to go.
It's a good pickup from the Navy. Great kills. Get at least one shutdown. Shut down the Vhagar. Get that bonus gold. Now your Jinx has 2 kills. Your Jinx is starting to get up. Sorry, the bonus gold went to the Nocturne for the kill on the Vhagar. But even still, you're starting to get your Jinx back up there. You're going to be able to pick up this bounty gold for the turret. Now you just got to reset, try to set up for this Infernal Dragon. But, I mean, you're going to have to back and buy, and you will lose your temple. You will lose any control that you could have in the river. So it looks like we're about to be on sole point here for the Air Force at 21 minutes.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. I think I want to just go back a little bit to that moment in top lane with Brand and Malphite chasing the Volibear. In the previous game, what the Royal Navy did really well is they were very in sync positionally, knowing when it was going to be a chase, when it was going to be an engage and back off. They were just across the board playing seamlessly as a 5-man team. There seems to be a little bit less of that from the Royal Navy this time. Like we saw, Malphite was chasing, going for the Volibear. Brand, thinking that it's over, steps back, and that tiny step was the difference when Malphite finally caught up. He wasn't there to help save his teammate, and it ended up being a 2-for-0. Like, the Dragon going uncontested here to Xin Zhao. Navy needs to, I don't want to say play aggressive, because we don't want them to just go in and die, but things
Fanatic
like this, trying
push.
to get a pick. Here we go. The Volibear is not the target that I would have chosen, but they go. The Super Mega Death Rocket gets sent out just to try and do some AoE damage, but
oh my god!
Again, you targeted the tank, and everyone else was free to just attack your clumped up team. Tahm Kench is not likely to get away, dodges the Zenith Blade, but Xin Zhao has a lot of damage. He will be able to use the Exploding Bush and escape. It's a 1v5 if he can hold this turret. Not likely. More likely going to try and defend the inhib tower, but even that with nobody up in 15 seconds is probably going to be a free tower and inhib for the Royal Air Force.
Oh,
interesting. Choosing not to take the inhibitor. I think they're going to go straight to Baron. Yeah.
That extra time that they have, they know the Malphite ult and the Nocturne ult were used, so they're just going to guarantee this Baron. Meanwhile, the Volibear will pick up 1 turret, but he's now being slowed a lot, so he will fall for the good of the colony. big shutdown on the Brand. There's a lot of gold into his pocket now, about 600 for just that one kill.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick pickup. No real way to stop that. The timing was very, very well executed by the Royal Air Force. Staying for the extra 5 seconds it would have taken to get the inhib probably would have cost them the Baron, because that was all that was left on the death timers of the Royal Navy. Still, the fact that none of the Royal Navy died in the attempt to prevent it is a good thing. It means that they have a little bit of breathing room now to just farm up, defend their inhibitor. There's no incoming giant minion wave about to take the Nexus turrets. This is a good spot for the Navy to just regroup, make a plan, and decide what their next plan of action is going to be. Tahm Kench trying to do what he can to get some vision in the mid lane. That is where we expect the Royal Air Force to start charging down at any moment to get that inhibitor. None of the Navy team can get too far away. Of course, the Orca lens will be used in the bush here on red side for the blue team. A very frequently worded spot. It's usually a good option to just pop your lens and make sure it's clear there, especially if you're the advancing team. And here comes Tahm Kench saying, I know you were just there, now I'm going to try and counter, but he's going to get caught doing so. Nocturne has to pop his ultimate. It does eventually use it in order to chase down the Volibear and get a pick bot lane. The Super Mega Deathwrecker comes out and connects. He's sitting low at about 10% health. Tahm Kench does not land his... Oh no, Volibear is going to get away with barely any health. He must be on single digits. Meanwhile, Malphite can't do anything against the Twitch-Leona combo to take care of the inhibitor. At least Volibear is being forced to back. Vigar uses his E to separate himself from the rest of the team and prevent the chase. A good decision. They try and switch targets onto the Din Zhao, but don't have the damage. Meanwhile, Twitch and Leona are still doing what they can. They get a second turret. They get an inhibitor. That's a lot of pressure. Tahm Kench tries to pick up his carry. The Brand is going to be stepping right back into danger. Not what you want to see. Malphite goes in and manages to get the pick on Crazy Chris. Vigar goes down, but he is on his own. Nobody else has enough health to back him up. Nocturne and Jinx just trying to clear the minion waves. Leona decides, guys, we're going for a tower dive. Nocturne and Jinx gets eaten. Nocturne not able to save his carry. He has no CC. Meanwhile, the Twitch is low. The Leona is low. Does Nocturne, Brand, and Tahm Kench have what it takes in order to defend this 3v4? I don't know. The second Nexus Tower goes down. The Brand gets eaten by the Twitch. Twitch also picks up Nocturne, and that is almost certainly going to be GG for the Royal Air Force in a 2-0 sweep of this series. What an incredible ending. Another game that just turned on a dime.
I had a game today. I had a game within the last week or so that itself lasted 50 minutes of a diamond level solo queue game. The Royal Air Force just played 2 games, won a best of 3 series in under 46 minutes. These dudes are cracked. That was in great teamwork. They had a little bit of a stumble in the mid game, but when the Navy is just so disorganized and you can push 3 lanes at once, you don't have to worry about, oh no, we got caught. Cool. Well, we're pushing 2 other lanes and we got 2 more turrets with it. So excellent play from the Air Force there. They've done an amazing job today.
Yeah, that was really well played. I think that second game, it was so, I agree. You know what? I agree, Byron. It was a draft difference. That first game was much closer. The team compositions were so much more even. They were playing to their strengths as squads. They were in communication. They knew exactly where their limits were. And it was just that one good play that gave Air Force the ticket. In this second game, the draft did not go Navy's way. It was just less cohesive of a vision for what the team needed to accomplish, I think. And Royal Air Force definitely took advantage of that. Of course, the early kills on the Vigar did not help matters, but he was able to take that and just snowball. That was certainly rough, but a fantastic showing from both teams. Navy just needs to regroup, and if they can play like they played in game 1 consistently for the rest of the series, there's no reason they can't take some of these games.
Oh no, not at all. They did have a solid game one, but again, it's just the Air Force diff. Air Force diff in it's the French, the French, British, and the U.S. Air Force are just three extremely solid teams. Which I'm gonna throw that casual military shade. Is it because they sit at a computer all day and don't really do much else? Oh, he went there. And my brother was in the Navy. I gotta get some jabs in.
I don't know if we can put it all down just to that, but you're absolutely right. These are the teams to watch out for, and this was an incredible series. I want to remind everybody that this was the game today. The North American groups match for later on this evening has been canceled. We will not be coming back later tonight. So if you want to watch a replay, some of the VODs have started going up on YouTube. If you haven't already checked us out, it is AFDL_events, surprise, surprise, on YouTube to go check out some of the first games from week one. That was rough. Now, Byron up here repping the Army. U.S. Air Force is about to get wiped. Let's look forward to that match. Army did come out and have a strong showing as well.
I'm going to hit one of them in the chat. Oh, sorry.
Do it. See what you can do.
F in the chat and press X to doubt.
Okay. Well, Mega has got his predictions in for that match. I think that's pretty much locked in stone now. We can quote you on that when the game rolls around.
Oh, absolutely. I'll probably be there for when the game... Oh, wait, no, I forgot. No, I will not be there for when the game... Look, again, brain not working. It's not working.
That's okay. There's been a lot of fun. There was a match that you're excited to see, Dr. Jones. Yes, me as well. That was a great series.
I'm trying to set up a different match. I'm trying to set up... since we did have one team dropping out, I am trying to get the casters versus one of the teams from North America, one of the U.S. military teams. I'm trying to get that. I got 3 people on board so far. So if everybody in the chat, if you can harass Cal and Florin, get them on board, because I think we all need this. We absolutely need this.
We need a caster versus...
But remember, they're not allowed to ban any of our mains. They can't ban any of our mains. So
that's the stipulation.
Y'all better start practicing against Sejuani.
Oh my gosh. If this is something y'all want to see in chat, let us know, because Mega has been vocal, and I've already said that I'm willing to do it. If we do it. Again, the problem is who is going to cast the game if we're playing. But you know what? We'll get to that if it happens. Ninetales will cast. That means we can't play the Coast Guard. Oh gosh.
Ninetales and Jones.
Oh gosh, that's a combination I don't want to see. All
that's
right,
an awesome combination. What are you talking about?
For the Warriors of the Rift Week 5 European Group Stage. We thank you so much for coming to hang out. Byron will cast. All right, we got our volunteers, so maybe this is happening. If you're in the AFDL Discord, let's talk. If not, we will see you next week for the next group stage. Until then, everybody, have a good one.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.